Hi everybody, this is a video tutorial for NeutrinoParticles Editor, and in this tutorial I want to show you how to create a Fireworks01 effect, template for effect from samples project. You can find it in templates, Fireworks01. It is a very simple effect actually. However, you will need to have a deal with emitter scheme to make it, because you will need attached emitters, and in this version 1011 it can be done only in emitter scheme. Probably in future releases you will have such ability in emitter guide. So let's make new project. Test project. I have a couple of test projects. Let's use test project. Nope. Then I need to open it. Desktop, test project. I have a couple of effects in the test project, but I will create a new one and call it Fireworks. So first of all, let's make parent emitter. Let's take a look closer to our source effect. We have two emitters in this effect. First emitter is parent particles. You can't see them in the effect. I enabled debug wireframe to have bold dots instead of particles, and particles are invisible by themselves, and sparks emitter, which is attached to parent emitter. You can see this line that it is attached, and so for each particle of parent emitter we have sparks emitter attached. So let's make parent emitter. I want particles to start from point from path. I want them to fly upward with a little range of shift leftward and rightward. So let's make motion with forces, and start velocity I will use point from path as well. This path describes starting velocity for particles. Random point will be taken from the path, and relatively to 0 point velocity vector will be formed. So I'll make it on the top and a little bit wider to increase range of shift, left right shift. Yep. And let's make air resistance. Less particles. And lifetime a little longer, bigger, 3 seconds. So our particles will have time to stop and move a little bit downward. And now I'm going to hide particles to make them invisible. To make that, I need to go to appearance properties and remove exportable flag. I don't see any particles, and yeah, I need to enable debug wireframe to see dots on particles position. Now let's make it will be parent. Let's make child emitter, like tail for our parent particles. Add new emitter. I'll call it child. I need to disable standalone flag, so it won't be played by itself and only when attached to particles. Then I go to parent emitter, emitter scheme, blocks palette, and drag attached emitter block. In this blocks properties, connected emitter, I'll set to child. And on preview, we have child emitter attached to parent particles. Now let's tune child emitter a little. Size 10. Motion with forces. Air resistance a little bigger than 0. 0.2, 0.5. And starting velocity, we have random vector 100, 10. And another one point is generation type. For now we have periodic generation, so every particle will be generated at 1/5 of second, and it would be much better to generate particles over past distance of parent particles. So for child emitter, I'll change generation type to from past distance. By default we have 5 pixels, so every 5 pixels of parent particles spent, we have generated particle of child emitter, and it is fine for this effect. Just to start, you can then tune it as you want it to look. And actually, yeah, it is done for this template. Also, let's make additional terminator to make floor for particles, to terminate them on this floor. Path terminator, and edit path, and such floor. So child particles won't fall lower than this floor. So basically particles are terminated when they cross this path, and if I put this path a little up, you can see that some particles just fall down because they never cross this path. So we need to consider that to make path a little bit lower than starting position of particles. So I think that's it. You can further, of course, tune this effect, add rotation for particles, add some diversity in size and so on, but for this template it is done. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.